I think we're live.
Now we're live, I think. Hi, everyone. If you're watching this, you're watching the replay because no one's here yet. That's how it always starts. I'm going to double check because this is our first broadcast that we're on. We are on Facebook, correct? Okay, we're good. We can get started. So before I let my amazing guest introduce herself, I'm going to talk about what we're doing today and then give her a beautiful little introduction that she deserves. Hi, everybody. Wow, that was quick. Whoa. Good morning, afternoon. So my name is Brendan Wagner. I'm the president and founder of the Crumble Candle Company. We are the anti-suicide and pro-joy candle company. If this is your first time joining us, I encourage you to sign up on our website and to join our Facebook group, the Crumble family. We are the largest community of candle lovers and loving people. We are a supportive community where you can find people to reach out to, build connections, and just be human inside of. So today's stream is about body confidence, and at the end of the stream, we're going to be talking about our scent list reveal. I will reveal every single scent, so stick with us. So diving into that, I would like you guys to meet my friend Carisa. She has been an amazing friend of mine for 2 years. She is a love coach. She is an energy healer. She's a life coach of sorts. She's been a life coach for me just in our friendship together. She is really just an all about amazing human. And if you guys have heard me talk about my top 5 people in my life, she's on that very short list. She has had a massive impact on my life. She has a massive impact on the people that I've even just repeated the things that she's told me to's life. So people that she doesn't even know. The little ear seeds that she's planted my way. I've told them to you guys before. I've quoted her quite a few times. She's ridiculously full of knowledge. She is one of the most world-serving people I know. She just serves the world. If you are lucky enough to be one of her friends, you are one of the luckiest people in the world. I will tell you that off the bat right now. And if I've told you about...
You're sneezing at me.
Wait for it. And if you guys have heard my story, my last big stream, I always talk about my story with the start of one quote. And it was the idea of staying busy. It's what kept me alive. And it's what took the gun away from my head. It's what kept me busy and flowing. And Carisa is the person who planted that seed into my head. I would not be here. I am determined if she did not give her time to me, give her wealth of knowledge to me, make that connection with me, and become one of the closest people in my life. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you to one of my biggest loves and one of my biggest friends, Carisa Montooth, in the house.
Oh my God, I love you so much. And I'm going to be crying for the next 5 minutes. So I'm
sorry.
Okay, receive the good.
Receive the good. You deserve all the good. I'm in the same boat. I'm always receiving the good is so hard.
Oh my God, I am so beyond honored, excited, just everything is overflowing right now. I'm just so happy. And I just have missed you so much because you've been so crazy busy. Just seeing your face makes my heart happy.
I know. I'll go look at your profile photos sometimes and just look at you and the kiddos and the hubby and be like, oh, there is so much goodness in the world. Look at them.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be here. And every time I see stuff that you're doing, I'm just oh my God. I'm so it makes me good people are getting what they deserve in the world.
Right.
When I see more and more happen for you, I'm yes. Yes.
Top 5.
That's what should be happening.
Explode in joy and explode in success. And I'm just these people deserve this. It's so good for them. Squeeze them through the screen and go, keep going.
Yeah. And every time I see you, I'm just yes.
My top 5. Everyone knows about my top 5. I talk about it all the time, but I never really list out who they are. Everyone knows Carrie Ann's there, and so now you guys can meet Carisa. And I did your big intro, but I want you to do an intro too and tell them who you are in your own words and where they can find you. We go into the topic, and I'll let you introduce the topic after that too. So
awesome, sure. So I'm Carisa Montooth, and I should probably be looking up here, huh?
One of them.
One of them somewhere. So I'm Carisa Montooth. I'm a love coach and an energy healer, and I help successful single women meet their soulmate and actually be with that person without self-sabotage, which is a really hard thing sometimes because of all of the things that come up that kind of keep us from getting what we know we deserve, right? So that's what I do. I've been doing that for a few years now. You can find me online. You can actually download my little free class, the Irresistibility Factor, and it's at CarisaMontooth.com. And I'm pretty much all over the interwebs these days. I'm going to be speaking a lot pretty soon too. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's exciting. So Brandon and I today are going to talk about one of, I'm sure, the top 3 or 4 things we talk about anyway when we do get to talk, which is body confidence. Body confidence, loving your body, feeling good in your body, feeling like you're comfortable in your own skin. So we're going to talk about those things today.
It's important. It really is. It changed the game for me. My confidence level shot up once my confidence level shot up, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I could have went to the gym. I could have became ripped and toned, but that's not how it worked. And I noticed that the dates I would go on would receive me differently too, which is why it's really important to talk about, because it's an outward thing as much as it's an inward thing.
It absolutely is. Oh my gosh. Which brings us to the first thing, right? Because here's the thing, since I'm a love coach, people are always like, okay, so if one of the big things I talk about is self-love, and people are like, so if I want to get this particular aesthetic procedure done, does that mean I don't love myself? Mm-hmm. It's a big deal, right? And it's like, no, that doesn't mean you don't love yourself. There's always there's always internal work and external work that has to get done regardless, right? Your internal work is always self-love. It's always self-love. It's the foundation of everything.
Should be self-love. Otherwise you're going in the wrong direction if it's anything else. So
it doesn't, yeah, exactly. It is self-love, period. How you do that, that's a whole other, thing. There's 10 things you can do that will help you love yourself more deeply. Practical things.
If you guys have watched my videos, you know the baton method. The baton method all the time.
So there are a lot of things to actually work on internal self-love, but then externally it's what is the work that you have to do to be body confident on the outside? And sometimes some things just take up so much of your emotional or mental bandwidth that it's like I used to be really bothered by having hairy arms. That used to really bug me.
Really?
Yeah, and I would be distracted, summertime, oh no, pool party, oh God. And you know what? I went to Laser Away, I got that shit taken care of. You know what I mean? It's now I never think about it. I don't have to think about it. It's not a distraction in my mind anymore. Right. Does it mean I didn't love myself as much before? No, it means that is something I can take off of my plate. Yeah. Aesthetic. I don't have to worry about that anymore. There's so much other things that you can give your attention and your focus to. If this is a thing that has bothered you for a while and you can just make that little change, then make it. And obviously,
the thing that I love about you is that you're a zero bullshit person. There's so many love coaches out there and life coaches and body positive people who are going to, you have to accept everything in your life for what it is, because you love body and you need to just love it thoroughly. And that's
you need to love those hairy arms,
hair, flaps. You have to love them all. And you know what? Yeah, just love everything that you are. But you are in 2017. You can make any changes you want. It's a blessing to live in this century. You can make any changes that you can afford and want. There's no shame in them either. And that's the big thing about those coaches I don't like, is they put shame in solutions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's the thing about it is, if you make a change, you should never allow your consciousness, you should never allow the technology to take you beyond where your consciousness can go, right? So if it's I love myself, but these hairy arms are bothering me.
Yeah.
Fix that. You know what I mean? It's
Makeup's a huge one. I used to hate the idea of makeup because I was like, if I do makeup, I'm giving in. Right. If I put makeup on my face, I'm giving in to hating my body. And that kept me feeling every time I look in the mirror, wow, I wish I could get rid of that zit when I'm going out to this party.
Right. And it's you can.
I feel crappy at the party. I feel crappy out because I couldn't cover up something I didn't care about in person with myself. But out and about, no one needs to see what's under the skin sometimes.
Yeah. It's
you know what? Petrified of makeup.
And that's a perfect example, because it's when you do that, it's you have this ability to do magic
Yeah.
Like you have this ability to create confidence like magically. And the only thing is like, definitely if you do something like that, whatever it is, if it's a procedure, if it's makeup, whatever it is, like learn how to do it right. Invest in the right thing, like invest in like working with somebody who has experience. Like, like it's fine to get a nose job if you think that you need that, but don't look for the cheapest nose job you can possibly get. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
Go someplace where like you need to, like, you're honoring yourself by seeking out a professional who has the expertise and who cares about their profession, someone who's like a leader in what they're doing. Go to this person, invest what it is, invest in yourself, and then you feel good afterwards. It's like it's fine to do that, but not at the expense of the self-love. Like you still have to do the self-love. It doesn't get you out of having to do the self-love.
That's a good question I have in my book, actually, and it's how important is self-love for body confidence? That's an open book question, but I'm hitting you.
Yeah, and it's, oh my God, so crucial. Like self-love is really the foundation for everything, because even when I talk to women about different relationships, it's like if they talk about like how they can bring someone into their life, they're usually talking about, well, how can I find someone to love me? They're like, it's always framed from how can I find someone to love me? And it always starts with, like, if you think about how the universe works, the universe is always like sending you the thing that matches your vibration, right? So if you love yourself, right? It's like, and if you have like and we do this all the time. Like we do it like we send some kind of like a thought out about a friend and the friend calls us, or you know what I mean? It's like always responding to you. So it's like, if you're looking for someone to love you, show the universe you love yourself. Like self-care is self-love in action.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Like
so
and having just body confidence in how you think about yourself is a big one for me.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think positively of myself when I look in the mirror. I'm like, you don't need to look in the mirror then.
Yeah. Don't reinforce that. Yeah. Don't reinforce that negative moment. Yeah, it's a really big deal. So it's like when you are doing that, when you're like, one thing that I have a lot of women do, especially like there's this thing, like when women have kids, when we have a baby, it's like everyone's looking to see when's she going to go back to how she looked before. And women absorb that and they go, I have to get rid of the evidence that I have created this miracle.
Right. Yeah.
It's like I have to change so it looks like nothing ever happened, right?
A lot of moms in this house. I know there's a lot of moms in this house right now.
Yeah, so I know that moms, you can definitely relate to this. And the thing is, that was a miracle. That was a miracle. If you're a mom listening to this, what you did was a miracle. And when you get out of the bathtub or you get out of the shower, you need to put your hands on your body and go, I love my arms. I love my shoulders. I love my belly. I love these hips. I love these legs. When you get out, send yourself that love. You created.
It really makes a difference. It truly makes a difference. I used to hate my body the same as it is now. I used to hate my body, but I have this huge mirror now, and you can kind of see it's standing up right there. And I'll look in the mirror in the hallway in the morning, and I'll be like in nothing but my underwear, and I'm just like, damn, Brandon, you're doing good. And I look exactly like I did, but it changes my whole day. To start my day on a sexy note, on a positive note, on a damn I could do anything note, changes my entire script for the day. Entire day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like last year, I was feeling not really great about my body. And right around my birthday, I was like, you know what? I'm ordering myself some French lingerie. I'm going to have it shipped to me in a gift box. And I put a gift note to myself in it. And it said, happy birthday, you sexy bitch.
Yes.
And then I forgot that I did it. And then I got it. I was like, yes.
Carisa gifts are the best gifts. I've had your gifts before, so I can imagine you getting them from yourself. It's just as wonderful. Like,
oh man.
I'm trying to write down some questions I'm getting from the side here because some of them are actually really good. So if you guys are handing in questions, I'm looking now. Throw them my way. One of them I'm going to hit you with right now after I make this comment.
Absolutely.
One of them is about clipping the bushes of your life in a sense. So with my confidence, I'm protecting it all the time, but you can't just protect it with yourself. Even though you could be your biggest worst enemy, which is why you should build the habits of love up, like what I do in the morning. It kind of sets the tone for how I'm going to treat myself that day, which is the most important. But I find with my friendships, with any relationships, with any people in my life, period, if they're treating me in a way that makes me feel less than, I have to either boundary myself or clip them. And I find myself doing that a lot. And for a period of time, I thought, wow, I'm not going to have any friends. I'm going to be the most lonely person in the world. But every time I clip bad positive energy, the universe goes, okay, I see you're not accepting that, and you're making room for
good people, the supportive people that come in and help.
Guess who comes along? New faces I would have never expected. And because of that, I also see myself when people who are not so positive in my life enter my life. They'll sometimes end up exiting my life. And I'm like, why did that happen? And then I go, I did that. I did that. Universe made that happen. Something else cool is coming along. And then lo and behold, every time a beautiful new soul will enter my life. And I'm just like, come here, you sweet baby. Like, come here.
It's so true. Because it's like, I can hear myself echoey. Can you hear me echoey? Am I too echoey?
I don't hear echo, but I'll plug my headphones in.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep. So, now you're in my ears.
So yeah, I always say it's like, be really careful who you allow to have on your mental council, and even all those people don't get a vote.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why I always talk about my top 5, is I kind of got that from you talking about this mental council, is it's that, you're going to become these people that are the 5 most important to you people who are important, people that you let have an impact on your life. And I do that with my big mentors, my big 5 mentors. That's where you stand. That's where Carrie Ann stands, Becky stands. But there's also another top 5 of just the people that I end up being closest to. People who are in my life the most. Are they going to make me feel positive and happy about myself? Or are they bringing in bad energy? Even if it's unintentional, even if they adore me and love me, is the energy just not?
Yes. Okay. I think we need to stop there for a second because there's some stuff to unpack.
Pit stop.
Okay. So yes. So the thing about that is, yes, there are people that come into our lives, and they are, whether they are meaning to impact you negatively or whether they are not meaning to impact you negatively does not matter, right? Because the effect on you is still the same thing. And it's like, when that happens, if you're around somebody all the time and you notice that every time you've been around them, you start to feel like, here's an example. A friend of mine was on a vacation recently, and the woman that she was with was super negative. She was so negative about everything all the time. And she was, for some reason, she was hating on this woman who was with them, who was getting a lot of attention, and guys were really into her and stuff like this. So this woman's hating on this other woman, and she's just unloading all this negativity about it onto my friend. And then she starts to say stuff like, people who are attractive like that do X, Y, Z, but unattractive people like you and me have a harder time. So now she's roping my friend into her negativity, like you and me, who are not that attractive, who do not have a lot of attention from men, blah, 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 blah. Right? And sometimes that it's sneaky like that. People that are being negative toward you, they make it seem like they're just saying, hey, you and me are alike, and we're both facing the same challenge. But you're like, I didn't think of myself like you. And then you start to think like, am I like you? Are we both like that? It's really, you know what I mean?
In your head that makes you overthink and eventually pull yourself into the same wagon.
Yes, because misery loves company, right?
Oh, it loves it. It loves it.
It loves it. So it's like they pull you in. And sometimes it'll be like somebody acts like they're doing it for your own good. You know what I mean? But I always think like, if you're really my friend, don't make sure I hear the negative stuff other people say about me. Make sure I hear the positive stuff people say about me behind my back. If you're my friend, go out of your way to make sure I hear the positive things people say about me when I'm not there.
Challenge.
And defend me behind my back.
We just named an awesome challenge. I want everyone here to go spread rumors. Go spread positive rumors about people you love. Go pass on positive things you've heard. to people you love. If an aunt said something about your mom, tell your mom if it's a great thing. Make her smile. It's a great challenge. Go do that. Start that habit. Wonderful habit.
That's a hugely important habit. And it changes the way that you, like, then you draw other people into your life that are like that, you know? Don't be the person that's like, well, I just thought you should know. Don't come to me with stuff you think I should know that's negative, because I don't need to know that. Yes. Like, I don't need to know the negative stuff.
Do you think it's going to feel good? I don't feel good.
It's not going to help me self-correct, because you're making sure you carry a rumor, a negative rumor or a negative statement all the way to me. Like, when you do that, when a person does that, they're carrying the damage that first person who said it, they're carrying that damage further than that first person ever could have dreamed of carrying it. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, don't be that person. Don't be that person. And sometimes it comes from parents, or it comes from relatives that are like, well, I'm just trying to help you be, what is it? They say stuff like, I just don't want you to get disappointed out there in the world, or things like that. Like
What is that?
They think they're trying to manage your expectations of life or whatever. But what they're really doing is they're just dumping their own limited beliefs about what's possible in life on you. They're dumping that on you.
You see parents do that all the time to
their kids. They do that.
All the times.
And it comes from this really deep fear that, like, I'm going to send them out in the world and they're going to get hurt, you know? And so it's like, you don't have to, you know, be angry with your parents if they've done this to you before, but just recognizing that, like, they have a limited view of the world, right? They have their own limits that they might not be doing any work to clear. They might not be doing any self-work.
And my big thing is you can't change them all the time. In fact, no one can change them but them. And there's got to be a level of acceptance that you just accept them for who they are, but take the biggest spoon of salt with the words they give. And sometimes just cut off their words.
Yeah, like, their words don't really have to mean that much. Right? It's like,
don't give them weight. Do not give them weight.
Don't give them weight. In your head, just be like, that's what they do. It's kind of like, if somebody, like, no one can be a good example for you of self-love if they don't love themselves. Right? So it's like taking money advice from broke people. Like, you shouldn't take money advice from broke people. Like, no one, people who are broke should not be, they shouldn't be the people that you're looking at to create your life. And it's the same.
I'm going red-faced because I've got too many stories. Oh my God.
It's the same thing about, like, love advice. Don't take love advice from a person if their relationship is in shambles. Don't take self-care advice or advice about what you should do in life.
Check the source.
Exactly.
Check the source.
Yes. And you don't have to, you know, you're creating something new for yourself all the time. You always have a choice about that. And it's not about, like, the other person. You don't have to continue their story. You don't have to live their pattern. That might be true for them. It doesn't have to be true for you. Like, be the first one to do it differently. Be the first one in your family to love themselves. Be the first one in your family to have the life they wanted, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's kind of how I pushed it. Because I'll go to family events and things, and I love my family with all their heart. And I take their words with love, but I don't take their words home.
Yes!
a lot of them hit me with all this financial advice. And at the end of the day, I know how to manage my money very well. I'm very careful. I'm very smart. I'm very strategic. And then I've got cousins who are, like, living with 6 roommates and who have, like, 2 kids living with their birth mom, and they're confused with their life. They're like, well, Brandon, you're going to fail if you don't listen to me. And I sit down and I'm like, I'm going to hear them with love. I'm going to make them feel heard, and they're going to love me for that. I'm not going to take in a bit of what they're saying. Bless them. But they have the best of intentions for me, and I'm going to sit here and feel those intentions because that's so sweet.
That's what you have to do, right? Because it's like when we're like, oh, we're going to pray for him and he's going to be okay. Like, you do not have to let somebody speak that over your life and that's what it's going to be. You know, it's like, that's never what it's going to be. And all the body confidence stuff, like, wells up from there. You know, it wells up from there. Some of it is like some of it is really, if it's tied to a health thing, then it definitely has to be a self-love thing where you start from, right? Because it's like, if you're doing something that's not healthy for your body, then go back to the self-love, you know, because it's like, if you think of something like, if you wouldn't want your friend to do that to themselves, or if you have a child and you're like, I would hate to see my child do this, then you know what I mean? It's like sometimes we can see it more clearly if we think about how it applies to someone we love.
Yeah.
You know? So some
you
of that.
Someone you love. Protect yourself like you would be protecting a best friend is my usual motto. And then I try to protect my friends as well as I protect myself. It's a really nice love cycle.
Exactly. And that's a beautiful thing. And then you draw to you friends who are as protective of you as you would be of them. And it's a really beautiful thing.
It's so funny. I feel like a lot of the times I'm teaching a lot of my friends to communicate to me by the way I communicate to them. I'll repeat that. You teach your friends how to communicate to you the way that you communicate to them. I used to have a lot of friends who I would be so sassy with and we'd rumor and we'd gossip and then I'd get it back and I'd be like, this doesn't feel good.
You're like, I don't actually like that.
I'm like, why am I doing this? This is horrible. And now I am only like, most of my conversations with my friends now are supporting them through their lives and talking about their struggles and talking about their triumphs and talking about solutions and how to get through life and create things and make things happen and feel better about life. And I'm like, wow, that feels good. That's great friendship. and
it's coming back.
They karmatize it for me and they ask me how I am and I get to talk to them about my things. And it's funny because when you start that karma cycle, you're like, wow, I'm going to put out and nothing's going to come back. But you got to put out because you're going to get so much back. Karma is a great little critter. Wonderful critter.
Yes. For learning. It's like all for learning.
From the audience that I've been writing down. Yes, you guys, I actually was writing them down. So the first one is a good one. It's how did you get started as a love coach specifically? I know your story.
Oh, I love this. Okay. So I started out as actually, I'm not going to tell like the boring one. I'm going to tell the actual, like, here's what really happened. Okay. I was in my first relationship and we broke up. It was devastating. I was heartbroken.
Oh, that first one's hard.
Oh my God. So hard. Right. I was like, he was my first everything, you know, I mean, he was my first love, everything, right? First person to ever tell me I was beautiful. First everything.
Okay,
all of it. And then we broke up and we broke up on my 21st birthday, which sucked even more, right?
It's horrible.
On my 21st birthday, we broke up and I was like that kind of crying where you feel like you can only cry in the shower because then the water is washing away the tears as fast as they're coming.
Yeah. Oh, yep. I know that. It's a great way.
That kind of crying. Like where you cry so hard that you make yourself throw up. Yeah. Like I was like where you just want to get in bed so the day can just be over. So like this day of misery can end. I don't expect any good for tomorrow, but at least this day will be over, right? Mm-hmm. And the thing that was so hard for me especially was I had gone through a lot of abuse growing up. And so when this happened, I thought like, oh, well, of course we broke up because of course he realized I was not worth loving. Like I was like, in my head, there was something that went like, well, of course, you know? Yeah. And so that was really hard. And I remember being like dragging myself to work and doing all of these different things. And I had this really good friend at the time. And she said, I remember saying to her, I feel like I'm just going to be alone forever. Like this is what it is for me. I'm just going to be alone forever. I could not fathom that anybody else would ever love me that way or that I was even just lovable enough for that. And my friend looked at me and she was like, Carisa, you are going to be really happy one day and I'm going to be there to see it. And I was like, that's really sweet. She's trying to make me feel better, but that's not happening. Right. But she's a good friend. Right. So I finally just realized, I remember like sitting in my apartment. I had this little tiny studio apartment in Long Beach. And I remember like sitting in this tiny apartment and being like, I've got to do something else. Like, I've got to do something else. I got tired of the crying. I got sick of feeling bad. I was just like, I am so sick of this.
I can't live here. I can't live in this state. Yeah.
I can't live in this emotional state. Like, I am tired of myself and feeling like this all the time. What do I need to do? And I basically, like, I would always like go to, back when there were bookstores everywhere before you could get everything, you know, on Amazon.
That was a time. That happened.
Right. That happened. That was real. So I would like wander the self-help aisles, you know, at bookstores. And I remember there was this Louise Hay book, You Can Heal Your Life.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I got to get this because I definitely need to heal my life. And I was reading through it, and it was all about loving yourself. And I hadn't really even thought like loving myself was a big deal. It's like, I would think like, I would do those kinds of things where you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I love you. And in my head, it would be like, well, not kind of like, I'll love you when you're in a relationship, or I'll love you when somebody loves you, or whatever. I was always like, I'll love you sometime in the future, you know, was kind of a thing. I would call bullshit when I would say that to myself in the mirror, you know? And I worked through this book. I worked through all these things. And I remembered at that time that there were healers in my family, that there were women who were healers in my family. And I started to think about things that they did as I was growing up that I had forgotten about. And there was this kind of legacy of healing and helping people, helping other people with things, which is a huge coach thing and healer thing, is like, we always are really great to help other people with stuff. And we forget that we have all these tools to help ourselves, right?
Guilty. That's why I love to talk about the tools, because then I'll get off these live streams and go, oh yeah, I can do all those things.
Right.
Whoa, I should go watch that myself.
I should actually do that for me. That applies for me.
Totally.
Yeah. So I got to this point where I was actually able to forgive my ex, and it wasn't like a forced thing of like, you should forgive him because blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It was like this grace of like, I actually started to see him with compassion. Like, he's messed up. He's on his own journey. He's doing this thing. This was not personal. He was not trying to hurt me.
All human.
Yeah, he's a human making mistakes, trying to live. You know, trying.
Part of my story going through with my ex, a year after moving to Kansas, being in my one-bedroom apartment, crying in the corner when I called you, and I got that aha moment. Yeah. I remember that moment. It's a good moment.
It's a big moment. It's a big one, and everything shifts from there, because then it stops being about like, somebody hurt me and that needs to be addressed. It stops being about that, and it starts being about like, okay, I am building something. What do I want to do with what I learned, so that I can build what comes next?
Right. The world became more complex and beautiful after that.
Yeah.
It became less self-centered, to where if people hurt me, they tried to hurt me and they're all out to get me. And it became more of, people are going through their own shit.
Yeah.
It's their own baggage.
Yeah. And in the same way, you feel like more connected with people. Yeah. Because you're like, we are all messed up. We're all trying to be loved. Woo! None of us know how to do it right. Yeah. You're like high-fiving humanity. Yeah, and it becomes this like moment. So I had this moment, and it was like, I literally felt it like leave my body. Like I felt like that need to be like avenged.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of like left. And I just cried like these relieved tears of like, oh my God, I'm so glad I don't have to carry that anymore. Because you don't realize how acidic of a burden it is to be carrying that around, you know?
And it habitually changes how you look at yourself. And that's a big seed for hating yourself in the morning, which is something I've done. I'm thinking a lot of people here have done that too. You wake up and you go, why? Why even wake up? Look at you.
Yeah.
And it's a seed deeper than just yourself, because you would never naturally attack yourself like that. There are seeds deeper than that. And it goes with communications you've had in the past, people you've met in the past, and blaming it on just you as if it was all your fault.
Yes, absolutely. So I know, like, for me about the love coaching was that when I had that forgiveness moment, it was like everything changed after that. Like literally everything changed after that. And actually what happened was I started dating, and I got kind of good at dating. And then when I wasn't so much like, I really, really want to be with somebody, when I was more just like, it's fun, when I was more like, this is cool, getting like attention from different men, and like, I'm attractive, like I'm a catch, this is awesome. Then my ex actually moved back because he had moved to another state. So he actually moved back here. And he asked me if like we could have breakfast, we could talk and stuff like that. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I was like, I'm not going to do it. And he actually moved like 4 blocks away from where I lived. So I'm like, I don't know.
Same coffee place.
Exactly. It's like if we were going to have coffee, we knew where that was going to be without saying, it's like, oh, we're going to, okay, right there. So it was like, he asked me for breakfast. He was like, I really need to talk to you. This is super important. And I'm like, okay. So we go have breakfast. I'm like, not sure what to expect. We talked about nothing important at all. And I left totally bewildered. It was like, whatever. And just kind of like went about the day.
Right.
That happened one more time. Then the third time he was like, no, I really need to talk to you. This is very important. I was like, okay. So we have breakfast. Nothing important comes up. We're sitting in the car, and I was literally about to turn to him and go, like in my head, I already knew. I was like, okay, look, you and me will be polite and civil, and it's all good. Like, I hope everything good happens for you in your life, but maybe we shouldn't try to like be friends. Like, I'll just know that you're good, and I'll be happy that your life is going good, and we'll just from afar send friendship vibes, right?
Yeah.
And he turns to me at the same time that I'm turning to him. He turns to me and he says, Carisa, I still love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I need to understand what happened when we broke up. Would you come to counseling with me? And I was like, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
You said
I will do that. I will come to counseling with you. So we went back to counseling, and literally all the stuff I was thinking that he was thinking when I was like, oh, I'm forgiving him for these things. All of that stuff is exactly what was going through his mind. He was like, I'm freaked out. This is a person that I could marry. How am I to be worthy of marrying anybody? I'm not worthy of marrying. Why? Like, I can't do this. I'm going to mess this up. And he was thinking all these kinds of things, right? Which led to like sabotaging the relationship. So it's like, so my friend, fast forward 2 years, and my friend who said, I'm going to be there to see you be happy. We got married, and she was our matron of honor.
She's like, jinx.
Told you. I told you.
That's so awesome.
So it was really great. But yeah, the body confidence stuff is like that deep self-love is so, so crucial. And it goes out into everything. It goes out into your body. It goes into your love relationships. It goes into your career. It goes into how you express yourself in the world. It goes to how your friendships run. Everything. So your body, how confident you feel in your body is like one barometer of how much you love yourself right now. But
the big part that hit that story for me when you first told me it, going through my first breakup, was it's not always the end. If this is meant, it will happen, period. There is nothing that can stop it. If I allow that flow of freedom to the universe's will, it will happen. I've got no control. And if it's not meant to happen, that's because there's something else that's even more.
There's something amazing, right?
Oh my God. I'm winning in every situation there is here. If I just let there be a flow, if I just let the universe grab my life by the balls and take it to its whim.
Yes. I know. It's so great. And then, that's kind of how that story for me, like going through that was like, wow, this is incredible. Like such big things came out of it for me. I was like, the universe is working on my behalf. The universe takes
someone's on my side.
Shortcuts. Like the universe takes shortcuts to make things happen for me if they're supposed to happen.
And I'm sitting here like, no, universe, slow down.
Right? It's like, and it doesn't even work.
That shit. Quit that shit.
Because it doesn't work, And after that, for me, I was just like, oh my God, I want to help every woman who was ever in those depths of sadness that I went through. Any person who has felt that dark night of the soul and lived through that and is looking around now going, is there really love for me? Can I really have it? Do I get to have it? Like everybody else seems to be able to pull this off. Is it for me, or am I damaged? Do I just not get to have that?
The comparison game.
Yeah. Or is it just impossible? Like nobody really has it because I'm jaded now because I've been cheated on a bunch of times or whatever it is. It's like I want to help people who are there come out of there. Like literally there's like literally what I do is remind you in, various ways, using whatever tools we need to use, remind you of what your real divine birthright is, and that is to have love and to be loved and to give love.
Yes.
And
repeat, divine birthright.
To be loved and to give love. That's what you're here for.
That's all we're here for.
That's what we're here for. That's the big thing.
Good.
That's the whole thing. To be loved and to give love. And it's like everything else is remembering that, or taking away the obstacles that you feel that are in between you and that, because they're not real. They look super real, but they're not real. The body confidence stuff, that seems like a big deal. That's not real. And I'll tell you, because I've had clients where men have said to my clients I had a client who thought she was particularly overweight, right? Beautiful, curvaceous, gorgeous woman. She thought she was overweight. She went out with a guy who was actually said to her, if you would like to even put on a little bit more, I think that you're like a goddess. Like, you're a gorgeous and curved, you could put on 10, 20 pounds, and I would just love that there was, I could still hold on.
My favorite thing you taught me. That goes to my favorite thing you taught me. And it's that there is someone who is going to love your body exactly for what your body is. Your body
now
is lovable right now, and if you choose to change it in any which way or form, there's someone who's going to love it for the way it's going to be today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Someone will love your body for your body
now. Right now. There's somebody out there looking for exactly your body type right now.
And that's my big confidence boost for the mirror in the morning. Is I go, damn, there's going to be somebody who's going to love this. Somebody's going to love this. And I'm like, damn, Brandon. And I've got some love handle. And I'm just like, oh, more to crab on
to. He's going to love that too.
Yes, exactly.
Grab on here too. That's right. It's so true. It is absolutely true. And people are not attracted to what shines through is your spirit, your confidence, your happiness. That's the first thing people notice about you. That is what people notice about you. And it's powerful. It's a powerful thing, your confidence and your happiness. Because confidence is you thinking the world is basically a good place. That's what confidence is. It's you going, for me, the world is basically a good place. I expect good things to happen. And your happiness is you going, man, I am loving all the good that's out here in the world. I am really enjoying my life. You know what I mean? It's those two things are so attractive because they're so rare.
Yeah. Yes. That's the biggest thing you can give off too. You are sexy no matter your size if you just have that confidence. Oh, it's so underrated. And I underrated it because I was like, yeah, I can act confident and the guy's going to love it. Great. Yeah.
Whatever that sounds.
Myself the confidence. And once I was just feeling myself for myself, guys start flocking. And I'm like, oh.
That's right.
Okay, all right.
It's so true. It's so true. And there have been so many times when I have doubted myself. I have doubted my own attractiveness. It's funny, when I was wearing my hair natural and curly and it would get super big and just be kind of wild, I'd be like, oh, I've got to do something with this because this is very wild going on right here. I got to do something here, And it seemed like the bigger my hair was, the more my husband loved it. The more it just he loved it.
And that's when you do the famous Brandon, okay.
It was really funny because it was he just loved it, and even my daughter, she has these huge curls.
Love her curls.
Oh my God.
She's a little goddess.
She's literally a golden child. She has giant golden curls and she's bronzed. She's a golden child. And when her hair is super big, I felt so good the other day because we were walking I can't remember where we were walking, but she was holding Sam's hand. She was holding her daddy's hand. And I was walking just a little bit behind her and her hair was just all big and wild, free curls, right? Just wild. And I said, honey, your curls are just beautiful and wild and free right now. And they just look so gorgeous. And because she said, do I have to put my hair in a ponytail? I said, no, you have beautiful, wild, free curls, and you just look so gorgeous with your curls right now. She looked at my husband and she goes, Mommy says that because she loves me. And she just smiled so big and like tossed her hair around. And I was like, yes!
That kid is going to have the most amazing self-confidence when she's an adult. I cannot wait to see her go through her teens, throwing boys to the curb because she's going to be like, gets what she deserves. Oh, I love her so much.
She's going to be like, you know what? Your good is not here. Go elsewhere and seek it.
I love her.
That's what she's going to do. You know, that's what she's going to do. You know, because it's like, that's where it has to start, is like with that. And we can still, if we didn't get that as kids, we can still create it for ourselves, you know?
Yes, exactly. You can recreate.
She totally has it, because remember that time you were talking and she came in and she was like, hey, hi, Brandon. She's talking. And then she had to go. And I was like, okay, I'm talking to Brandon. No, you've got to go. We're doing this. She goes, okay. And as she was leaving, she goes, tell him all about me, okay? And
I know. Tell him all about me, okay? Okay.
Tell him all, make sure you tell him all about me, okay? All right, bye.
I know everything, sweetheart. I know everything. This is all from one question. I love talking to you because we just keep going. And we've still got such a huge audience here. There's 3 more that I pulled from them. And there's a big one. There's a big one. And it's, how are you handling negativity when it's close to you, when it's family? People that you can't always change, even if you've tried, if you've approached it. How do you handle people who are just sapping positivity from you and making you feel less than in any way, shape, or form? And they're close to you. If it's your mom, if it's your brother, if it's your spouse, or if it's your kid. I see that a lot in our group. We have a lot of moms with teenagers coming of age who are just going through all sorts of stuff. How do you handle that stuff?
Well, there's 2 things to that. We always think that it needs to be a super dramatic thing, that we need to like write this personal letter and be like, this is how you're going to treat me, because I'm on a journey and I don't allow you to blah, blah, blah.
That's so funny.
It's like, that's for your journal. Like, you don't actually need to send people letters like that, especially if that's somebody that you're going to be in contact with always in your, you know, not always, but you're going to be in contact with them often in your life, right?
Meanwhile, you can move a mountain with whispers. You can be subtle in the changes of your life.
Exactly. There are a couple things that you can do. Well, there are 3 big things that you can do. One is get busy, like get very busy, so that you are, so that you're not really around as much for that stuff. Get busy doing the self-love stuff. If you love to be out in nature, be out in nature more, and protect that time. Don't let them interrupt that time, because that's the other thing that people will do. They like to hold you to how they're used to thinking about you instead of who you're becoming.
Problematic. Oh, God, is it problematic?
Yeah. And the stuff that you do for yourself to like feed yourself, do that, and don't let anybody interrupt that time. Not your if your spouse is negative, not your negative spouse. If it's your child, not your negative child. If it's a parent, whoever it is. Carve out that time where you're loving yourself and filling yourself up, and don't let it be interrupted. It's sacred time, right?
Please protect that time. People will always fight for the idea that they already have of you. You cannot fight it. My mother, she's moving to Kansas City in a month's time now, and my family is losing their mind.
I bet.
Losing their mind.
Yes, because they're like, well, you don't live in Kansas City. She's like, but I'm going to.
But I'm going to. It's a new chapter.
But if you leave, who's going to do X, Y, Z, and blah, blah, blah?
Who's going to take care of this? Who's going to do that? You're not going to be doing this for us anymore. Where's our get out of free card?
She's like, I guess that'll be you now.
Yeah. And people are losing their mind, but my mom has never felt better. I can see it in the way I talk to her now. She's got confidence. She's making things happen. She's accepted a new chapter, and it's amazing. I'm loving watching her go through what she's going through. It's awesome.
Oh, I love that.
You have the power to protect your time, and it will just grow. It's a great start.
And know that people are always going to do those kinds of things to try to sabotage you. And a lot of times it's subconscious. They're not trying to do it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I don't think anyone ever has bad intentions for them close to them. I think it is just such a sad underlying thing that they do.
Yeah, they're just used to doing that. It's like you try to lose weight and then they come over with some cookies because they feel like that's how I show you love or whatever it is. Like you're worried about your dating life and they try to remind you that you're getting older, so maybe you should figure that out. That's not helpful for me.
Love languages are a big one too. Like I mentioned earlier with parents, I have a friend of mine whose parents are just totally bashing to the things that my friend wants to do. My friend, he's studying business and law and stuff right now, but he wants to be an artist. And so they are just bashing him. But I'm like, well, it sucks because I'm like, your parents are showing their love because they want you to be safe. They want you to be financially stable for when they're gone because they love you. And this is how they're telling it. But you can't tell somebody that because they're like, this ain't love. It makes me feel like crap.
Yeah. Well, because it does. It feels crappy at the time. And it's like, it's really hard. But they're trying to stick to this vision, they're used to you being a certain way, right? And it's like, if part of it is that it messes up their world structure to see you change. But the other part of it is that sometimes they get like, well, you're doing these things for yourself. And they start thinking, well, what should I be doing for myself? Like, how should I be growing? And it's like, it's like you're giving, when you're growing like that, when you do things for yourself, when you put yourself first, when you make yourself the most important person in your life, then you give other people the permission to love themselves that deeply too. It's really
it changes people, how they act with you. And it sometimes changes the people in your life naturally.
Yeah.
You'll see they just start shifting themselves out. And that's happening in my mom's life right now. And it's such a surprise because it's people that are so close to her and have been so close to her and people that we love and adore, but are going out the door as new people come in. And it's just so unexpected. But it's a beautiful natural process. And a lot of it has to do with how she's receiving people too, how she's receiving the things that are told to her. If she's not receiving negative anymore, because we tell her 1,000 times, I've told her 1,000 times, people are going to say X, Y, and Z, don't take it. And she's not taking it.
Yeah.
They're seeing it's not being received and they're not wanting to give it anymore because they're not getting that reaction. Bam.
Yep. And what a tremendous blessing it is that your mother has you, because you see this in practice. You're not you don't just know this in theory. You have lived this now for the last few years.
It's been a fun couple of years.
So it's like you're the perfect person to like help support her in that. That's like a really beautiful thing. But that's a big thing, is like when people that are close to you are being negative, a big thing is carve out that time for that thing you love to do. Because sometimes we prematurely sacrifice our hobbies or our other friendships or other things like that for these negative people that are not giving to us.
It takes more energy to upkeep a negative relationship. And so you find yourself cutting short the good ones. And it's such a sad cycle. Notice it. Stop it from happening.
Yes, please. So that's a huge thing. And then another thing is that idea of the mental council, because it's like, you can let people be on your mental council, but not everyone on your mental council gets a vote in how you behave. You can just go, okay, this person thinks that and that's fine, whatever, and be very careful who you allow onto that mental council, because it's just really, The other thing, sometimes what we want to do is we try to, we think we need to shout and yell and scream to make a point about something, because we want to convince the other person we're right. Like we want them to accede to our authority over our lives. But when you have self-authority, you don't have to force other people to accept it. You just accept it. Don't
convince anyone but you.
Right? You don't need to convince anyone
but you.
So it's like if somebody is being really negative to you or saying negative things, speaking negativity over your life, you can say to them, you know what, if it's about weight, if it's about dating, if it's about whatever, you can say, you know what, I'm not going to discuss my love life with you anymore. And if you bring it up, I'm going to have to hang up the phone.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing now. And you can say it in your call.
You can set a sharp boundary in any way you please. Boundaries are beautiful.
But then do it. The next time they start talking about
boundaries. Protect the boundaries, yes.
Hang up. Don't warn them like 4 or 5. I'm going to give you 4 more warnings. Okay, now you're on your 3rd warning. Okay, seriously, I'm really going to do it. You say it one time and then do it, and then you'll never have to say it again.
It sets a lesson so quick.
Just like with kids.
So quick. Protect yourself.
And there's a
lot of specific questions on the side here, and we are trying to like kind of indirectly touch them all. So I hope you guys feel like we're hearing you out, because I'm reading everything that's coming through, and we're trying to talk to each and every one of those situations. So thank you for sharing, as always. There's one more in here. There's two more in here. I think there's smaller ones. And one to start with, we'll do, how do you meet more positive people then? If you're letting people out, how do you go about meeting more positive people? The person who asked this said she was a single mom, and it's hard for her to get out so often. So how does a single mom, for example, if we want to start with that one, meet more positive people in their life?
Yes. Okay. So I love that question, right? Because there's two ways to meet more positive people. And if you're thinking about dating or something like that, one thing is make sure your online dating profile is positive. Make sure in your online dating profile, you're talking about
single mom. It's kind of looking for someone trying to get in with that. You're gonna attract some nasty.
You're gonna attract people that are like, oh, probably I could get in there and hit it because she doesn't have anyone in her life right now, and then I could get out and there won't be huge repercussions.
If you don't show confidence, you are like inviting abuse.
Yeah. And the other thing is, when you're positive like that in a profile, when you talk about what you love about your life, when you talk about what you love about what you do in the world, like, I love that I get to have the honor of helping people do this or that in their life. When you talk about the places that you want to go and the plans you have for your life in a way of like, I'm excited about that. When you talk about those kinds of things, like in a dating profile, you attract people who think like that.
Yeah.
You know, you attract people that are like excited also about life, you know, which is like the opposite of the negativity. And the other thing is, when you're trying to meet people, obviously there are like strategies and stuff like that for the practical side, because there's always like the practical side and the inner work that you do, right? The outer work and the inner work. And for the inner work is always self-love. The outer work, if you're trying to meet more people, is that you have to actually go out and make opportunities.
And there's a shame with that. There's shame with that when you're a single mom. I hear all the time, you don't want to go out because you feel so guilty. There is no guilt in having fun and being a youth. I mean, I've heard people who have bashed each other because how dare you go out and have fun
and leave
those kids. How dare you leaving them chilling? What is wrong with you?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Look, if you're trying to find a partner in your life, you know, this person is not coming to your door unless he is the plumber or the pizza man. And that only happens in pornos.
Right.
That does not happen in real life.
And my favorite quote, how the hell you gonna love anybody else if you can't love yourself? Can I get an amen?
It is so
love
true.
Those children if you can't love yourself.
And your children need to see you being happy.
Positive
your relationships. Need to see you. How do you have... Yes. What does it mean to date in a way that is like enlightened and full of self-love and ethical? What is it to date and have those kinds of relationships? What does that
look at your life
like?
And ask yourself, is this the life I want my kids to have? Because it's the life you're teaching them to have.
Right, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to do what you do. They're not going to do what you said. Mm-hmm. So it's like making time, and you can sometimes connect with another single mom, and you can like trade babysitting with each other. So you can be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to this meetup group that meets on Thursday nights or whatever. I'm going to go to this book club. I'm going to go to these art openings. I'm going to go to these museum exhibits, these concerts, these whatever, concert series, music series, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. You team up with another mom or a group of moms, right? And you plan like your babysitting. So you can be like, okay, we're doing this on this day, and all the kids are going to be over here with this. You know what I mean? So like get moms to support you, get other parents to like, so you can support each other and you can build your own community.
Beautiful little community of like support and love and self like empowerment to go have a good life.
Yes. Yes.
And that's such a good social situation for your kids too.
Yes. And they can be with other kids whose moms are doing the same thing. And then it's like normal. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this is when my mom goes out and does her social stuff. You know what I mean?
I do that when I'm an adult.
Yeah. And mom's socializing time is my socializing time, because that means I get to hang out with, you know, these other kids. You know what I mean? So it becomes a really, you build a community, you know, and then you give each other ideas about places that you might want to go. It's like, it's really cool. Mm-hmm. This, in case so Tiffany just said, I really want her backdrop. Society 6, Tiffany. Society6.com.
I got one finally. It's a giant, it's the largest size they have of the Maryland state flag.
I love that.
I have to hang it on this wall still so I can turn my desk, but I got it. I got it. It took me 2 years of drooling over your backdrops to get a backdrop. But I've got it. It's in my drawers in the living room. I got it.
Oh, I love that. I'm glad you got one. Society 6 is awesome.
They are. There's so many cool things. I have so many positive things you can get on there too if you want a giant positive quote for your wall. Just zero advertisement, by the way. That's just a just throwing it. We're not affiliated with them by any means. We just really think they're awesome. I'm so glad you guys are loving this stream so much. This has definitely been my best love stream so far. And it's my first one on the Facebook page. It's my first one with a guest, and of course it's you. And my last question right here, and we can jump into more if you want, but the last question is, how did we meet? How did we meet? How do you remember we meeting?
Oh, okay. So I remember hearing about this business prodigy who was like really doing all this marketing stuff, and he was like super young in B school, and just being like, wow, he's super young and he's doing all of that stuff. Wow, good for him, man. That's like amazing. And then I remember there was something I wanted to post in one of the groups, and I was like, maybe I should check with Brandon and see if this is too salesy because he's like in charge of this group. And I remember totally being like, I should check because I don't want to break the rules, and and being kind of like intimidated because I was like, he's this like business prodigy whiz person. My story's so different. Yeah. So that was like my very first like knowing anything about who you were. And then it was like, and then kind of just watching as, from afar as you were doing these new things in your life, and different things would happen. And I'd be like, oh, I'm going to hug him. That's so funny. My story's so different. I'd be like, oh, he seems really cool. He seems so. And then I started to feel kind of like protective of you, even though I didn't really know you that well yet. My big thing is I attract mom energy. You really do. Like, moms, we love you. So funny. We just want to see you have everything your heart desires in life. And we get up in arms of anybody meeting you. So that's when we were in our business school program together. And I was the president of the alumni class, and we had our own private little Facebook group, and we were really strict about how we posted. Because I remember my big rule was I don't want people advertising to each other, because that's not what we're here for. My big thing was we're in this community to learn from each other. We're in this community to love and support each other and not sell each other. That was my big theme. That's why I got president. My story was, I remember I was really sad. I just had the breakup, and I posted, and because oh God, it's horrible. But I communicate with so many people that I guess I didn't remember all of that. My first this is Carisa Montooth. No, that was like way back. Yeah. I posted in the business group, and I was like, well, my heart's broken and I need help. And the first thing you commented, you were like, baby, I've got you. Call me right now. And I was like, I'm going to call this lady I've never spoken to. We spoke for like 2 hours. I was so falling apart, and you pulled me out of it. And like every day for 2 months, we spoke. We just spoke every day. And the seeds that you put in my mind kept me going. And then before you know it, I was in Kansas. Yeah, you were in Kansas in a big apartment, moved all the way across, like halfway across the country. Oh, and you weren't even starting your business yet. I remember we started talking. We worked on your business all the time together. That's you didn't have a full-time business yet. You were a therapist for a college. I was a counselor. I was a college counselor. And I'd been doing that for a while and doing the love coaching on the side, like date coaching on the side. And you helped me build my first website. Do that 100%, yeah. Yes. You were like, you need to be doing that. I remember building your website with you the first one. Now your website is gorgeous. Timothy built it. I love Timothy built the one I have now, yes. Oh, it's gorgeous. I was just talking to her about it. I'm always sharing your website out. I'm like, I helped with that. I have a puzzle from that. You did. You built my first website before the one that I have right now. And it was like the first nice website that I had. It was so pretty. You deserved a pretty website. I was so happy to work on that with you. Yeah. That was such a fun way to meet. Because I just gave you everything I had, and you gave me everything you had. We just showed up and we're like, here, I have this for you. It was the biggest
2-year-long hug.
And that when I texted you, like not texted you, did I text you or I'll just remember I was typing to you and I wasn't even thinking like, what am I going to type? Like the words just came out as soon as I saw you.
And
I was like, oh my God.
Something, you would just be like, that's it. That's
like,
the one. And I'd be like, I got this. We are so in sync.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But like when you first posted that thing about how your heart was broken, I don't even remember. It was like my spirit just was like I just had to get to you, you know, to like hug you somehow. You know,
jumping into the comments like, no, ignore all of it.
Don't do any of this.
Call me.
We need to talk. Because the weird thing is people are always, when you go through a breakup, people always want to encourage you to like hate that person. And they want to encourage
that bitch. Screw them. That's not a place I needed to be. And thank you for not letting me go to that place.
No, it's an awful place. And people don't realize anyway that whenever people say that, they just drive you and that person closer anyway. Because then they make a thing of like us against the world.
Us against the world. It's so true. It's so true.
And they put you in a position of
bad relationships. It's happened.
It does, because it puts you in a position of having to defend your choices. Now you're on the defensive. So you can't even see what's going on inside because you're having to defend from the outside.
But then it puts you against people who actually care about you too, which is just such a crap place to be.
Yes. Yes.
That's so good, though. That's such a fun story.
Yes, I love that. It's like it was just like totally meant to be, like super, like it was. We were supposed to.
All of my friendships, all of my best people have just ended up popping into my life. It's never been I'm looking hard. It's just I'm inviting this in, and then boom. Boom. Hello. Universe is like on a plate, ready to go. And I'm like, oh, that was quick. Okay. Okay.
Do you notice too that as soon as these things, like you get deeper and deeper into these things with like self-love and with respecting yourself and your boundaries and all these things of like taking care of Brandon, do you notice that when you want to create things in your life, it actually happens faster than it used to now?
Yes. There's so much more smoothness. I've went through 6 leases in the last year.
Yeah.
I've just nonstop. Every time we're in a new place, we're taking a step up.
Boom.
Where I'm working, it's where I'm always moving and going, I'm ready for the next step. I'm like, I love this. This is a great place to be. What's next? And that's my full focus, growing and growing and growing. We just moved into this new place. And everyone, I've already talked about it. I have a new warehouse picked out. And in October, we're moving in.
And I'm always like, wow, he's moving again. Wait, is this the most recent or is this a new? I'm always like, is this? Did I not?
Non-stop. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Victoria. Okay. So guys, do you want to sit here for our scent list reveal?
Sure.
Okay, cool. We have a lot of new scents to talk about. Taylor, Victoria, Tiffany, all of the members of my amazing staff, thank you for being here for this stream. If you guys could share this stream, all of you, it's okay, into the Crumble family group and say that we're about to reveal all of the fun scents. I really appreciate it. So everyone who wants to see the reveal for this can get it. I'll be posting the list later before we go live. And if you are new to our restock events, we restock at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, and what is that, 2 o'clock California time? Pacific?
Yes.
So on the crumbleco.com, we'll go live, no password needed. We are going to sell out this time, trust me. So be there on time. Our promotion today is free shipping above $29, which is a very good deal. Usually it's $49, but today it's $29. And here are the scents we're going to reveal. I have to open it up in a new browser. Wait, because I'm so not used to Mac yet. I'm so glad
you're here in Mac land now.
Maclean is wonderful, but there's Safari, and then I've got Google Chrome up here. Oh, I love it, but like it's a lot of windows.
It is, but you're gonna be like navigating like a pro.
I'm really getting into it quick. I got my watch. I've like become an Apple.
Yeah, we have the same watch.
We do.
I just realized that this morning. We have exactly the same watch.
I love my watch. It beeps, and I go, hello, this is Agent Howard.
My watch matches my phone. I got the rose gold phone too. Oh my God, I love you so much, Brandon.
I try. Okay, I'm pulling up these products. Oh my goodness. Okay, visibility, things that are going to be online today.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
There's a lot of new scents that I've never even mentioned before. Surprise.
I'm going to need to get some new stuff. I might need to...
you need a gift basket. You need a Crumble basket.
I'm going to need some scents for my office.
For my office.
For my office.
I just got my first warmer in my new place because all the moving, I lost my scents, so I had to get new ones. So Carrie Ann put me together this little package, and we did a video yesterday. We recorded it. We haven't put it up yet. Of me, my friend Tatiana, and Cammie, the boyfriend. I was testing them to see what scents they could guess, and I would make them guess the notes in it and stuff. It's comical. They are just clueless. It's wonderful.
I love that. I gotta ask you to like put a basket of like the ones that you like the best for me.
Done.
Oh, thank you.
The Brandon bundle coming
Please
up.
give me the Brandon bundle. And I'm gonna show my daughter too because she'll get excited.
She will be.
She always smells. She stops and smells soap. She stops like when we wash our hands in anywhere we are. She'll stop and she'll and then she'll go, "Mommy, doesn't it smell good?"
Smell my hands, Mom.
Always does that with soap. Like no matter where we are.
Little things. Appreciate the little things.
So good.
Okay, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and start reading through some of these scent descriptions too. So our number one of this restock is the brand new, we've teased this out a lot, Wax Goddess.
Wax Goddess?
Yes.
I think I need to have that.
I know you. I know. That's why I opened it up first.
Wax Goddess.
So in our warehouse, funny story. In our warehouse, well, everyone calls me Wax Daddy in the community. They picked this one out, and I just ran with it. But Carrie Ann, who runs the warehouse beautifully, her husband, who also works in the warehouse with us, calls her Goddess all the time. And he's always correcting himself because he's not at home, and he goes, Carrie Ann. And then I'm like, no. And then we all just go, Goddess! So now she's Goddess. And
she's immortalized in a wax scent.
Yes, she is.
We love it.
She designed the scent herself. It's an amazing scent. We sent out samples, and the description is: pink blossoms delicately perfume the seaside air. A subtle hint of toasted coconut and creamy vanilla custard lends a peaceful serenity to this enchanting blend. Created by the Wax Goddess herself. Isn't she an amazing copywriter?
I love that. That's beautiful.
She is stunning.
Not only because it sounds so beautiful, but because it's like I can tell what's in there. And I want that.
It's so good. There's cherry blossom in it that smells so good with the coconut. It's such a good
Copywriting is hard for scents.
She's good at it.
She's good at that.
I'm not. She's so good at it.
That's so great. I love that.
That's one of the ways she first started working for me, actually. Fun story. She offered to redo my About page for free. She was like, I love you. I love all that you do. I want to give this time to you. I want to gift this to you. And I was like, oh my God, I'll pay you. You're amazing. Thank you. And she did it. And then she started doing set descriptions for us. And then I was eventually like doing customer service with her. And I was like, hey, you want to add me in the group? And she started adding me in the group. Then I was like, you want to fly out and help us fix some stuff? And she flew out and helped us fix some stuff. And I was like, you want to move out here and be my vice president? And she's got so much experience, and she has been amazing. She's run many multi-mill companies. She's awesome. She's a goddess. She really is a goddess. I attract the best.
You attract great people. You really do. That's beautiful.
So that's Wax Goddess.
Goddess. Okay, I'm writing this down.
More funny. If you know, I don't know what this is. Is it a band? It's called the Grateful Dead.
Yes.
I wouldn't know that. I'm too young. But Jory, our production manager.
Is that a band? Like the Beatles. They were not the Beatles, but big.
Jory knows them. And so we designed, he had me pick it out, and it's called The Grateful Dead.
Oh yes, I see the
little gummy bears.
Little gummy bears, yeah.
And let's see if there's a description for this one. Okay, I haven't read all these yet. She snuck these in. Our slightly offbeat tribute to the psychedelic rock band, The Grateful Dead. Take a trip, see what I did there, back to the 70s and enjoy this utopian blend of sun-ripened grapes with a swirl of cream cheese. A whimsical bear icon was set into each wax brick, and we have little wax bears inside of the bricks, which is adorable. Each Grateful Dead bear is highly scented to the richest notes and warmed with vanilla. Deadheads unite and claim this limited edition bohemian creation as your very own. She's amazing.
Oh my God, I love that.
She is amazing. We have a good almost 200 bars of that one for today. I love that one. The label is like the cutest label.
I'm not even like a big Grateful Dead fan, and it sounds like it makes me want that.
Like, I need it.
Like, wait. It's scented to the deepest notes and then warmed with what now? What again now?
Vanilla.
Oh my God, I need that in my life.
I know it's got cream cheese in it, vanilla, there's grape in it, which is such a weird blend that works so well. I went and smelled it my last trip to the warehouse.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear the rest.
This next one's my favorite one. And these are our kind of 3 anchors for today.
Oh.
This one's Unicorn Fart. Unicorn Fart. The cutest label I have ever created. I am determined. It is adorable. And of course it starts with leave it to Crumble Co. to figure out the fragrance of a unicorn's fart. And I'm using concoction of plump acai berry, black cherry, summer plums, and sugared violets. And glitter. Of course, glitter.
Sugared violets. Oh my gosh. She is a wordsmith like no other.
She is. And that's why I was like, I love her. I need her.
Sugared violets. Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to run through some of these.
That's wax you can eat, right? Can I eat that wax?
No, I'm going to say no.
All right. Because of the glitter, though, right? Just because of the glitter.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Otherwise.
Otherwise, put it on a plate. So I'm going to run through some of these. I'm going to read one more out because it's an important one for this day's sale. If you don't know, yesterday was our Vice President Carrie Ann's birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie Ann.
Happy birthday. In celebration of her birthday, we have wrapped, I think it is almost 200 bundles of 5 of her. She made this huge mix of a bunch of her favorites and a lot of rare ones. And I say that because she is such a rare gem to have. And so I was like, we're going to take some secretive waxes and sneak them into this bundle and dedicate it to her. And it's called the Birthday Blowout Bundle. It's for Carrie Ann. It's today only. They are beautifully wrapped. Her husband wrapped every single one of them, and they're gorgeous. And it's the Wax Goddess is celebrating her birthday, so we are offering a pre-curated celebratory bundle for you to enjoy. Our birthday blowout bundles will offer you 5 different bricks. These birthday bundles have already been made up and include choices from the following popular Crumble Co. selections. And I will post this in the Crumble Co. family Facebook group. It's a huge list of scents. There's a lot of hidden ones in there. Tomato leaf coriander snuck in there a little bit. Sexy lumberjack, sexy massage shark attack, life's a peach. Love and heartbreaks in there. Man caves in there. Things that you guys have not seen in a while.
Oh my God.
That's in there. It was a dedication to the love and heartbreak of life.
Wow.
And the picture for the bundle is like a cute picture of her. And she's 1 year old holding a cake.
Oh.
I want a baby Carrie Ann. Oh.
I love that.
And then the rest of them, now we'll start speeding through the names of them because I know you guys know the rest of these ones. There's some new ones hidden in here. Let's see if you can pick up on
I'll try not to comment so you get them all.
There's sea salt taffy. That one's back. A lot of you guys asked for that one. There's Wax Daddy. Of course, you can't have Wax Goddess without Wax Daddy. We have our Fuck Anxiety back. Exploding Unicorns is back. Bedtime Goddess. We have a new one coming out. We did a live stream last night. This is how quick we are. We did a live stream last night, and there was a joke. Okay, so 2 nights ago, remember I told you we did those wax challenges with the guys? Well, I was supposed to be in on the challenge. They were supposed to test me, but I wasn't supposed to know what the waxes were. I didn't. I showed the waxes off on stream, and I was like, I'm glad Cammy's not watching this. 10 minutes, I see a comment. I've been here since the start. It's Cammy. And I'm like, and everyone's like, Brandon's been a naughty boy. And I'm like, crap. So Carrie Ann made a wax called Naughty Boy within 24 hours, and it is now going to be part of our live stream, and I made the label, and it has this sexy tattooed stud on it called Naughty Boy.
I love it.
That's how quick we are with the crazy stuff we do. And it's creamy whipped cream speckled with flecks of vanilla bean. Cinnamon-coated marshmallow lends a sweetness to aquatic notes tempered with fresh spearmint and lavender flowers. A fragrance for anyone. For anyone or anyone who has a talent for being slightly naughty. That's an omen to me. Thanks, Carrie. Because, like, we all know.
That's like you want to lick whipped cream off a Naughty Boy. That's what it makes me think.
Yes. I'm not going to vote against that.
Like, I want to lick whipped cream off a Naughty Boy, like, in, but then there's the lavender also. So it'd have to be, like, in a really nice hotel room.
Yes, of course. Or like a spa or a massage gone awry.
A massage gone awry. Oh,
Yes.
who brought this whipped cream? Well, we may as well put it to good use.
Right? It's just here. It's not expired.
Oh, and sprinkles too? That kind of
sprinkles and edible glitter.
edible glitter.
So the rest of them on the list, there's some new ones in here. Oh, we have gummy bears coming back today. We have a new one called Got the Munchies. We're doing a bohemian themed one, so it's called Got the Munchies, and it smells like chocolate chip cookies. We have cream sodas coming back. Cream soda's been gone for a while, but cream soda is back this restock. We have a new one called Peace Out, and I'm going to read that one off to you guys. Okay, so if life has been stressing more than a blessing, this dreamy formulation will set the stage for a calm surrender. Bouncing acai berry was tamed with the soul-nourishing scent of talcum powder to create just the state of serenity. It's time to nurture yourself and let the world fade away, if only for a moment in time. And it's called Peace Out. Isn't that so pretty?
Oh, man. She just makes me, I just want that. I want to be there right now.
The factory, you need to come toward the factory. If you ever just end up in Kansas by chance, just...
Yeah, I'm just going to actually just show up and be like, hey, so what about that bedtime serenity thing?
Right.
I'm going to be like, knock, knock, knock. Okay, so I'm going to need Wax Goddess bedtime.
On the giant 10 by 10 like pull-up door, you're just peeking in through the little square.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who is that woman? I know her. Fine.
She's fine. She's harmless. It's going to be okay.
So I'm not going to read many more of these off, but I'm going to be posting a lot of them in the group. We have Dawn's Doodles. Okay, so Dawn, her husband, Karian's husband, who runs our shipping and quality control now, which has upped our game so much. He is an artist. He draws on so many receipts, and people have started collecting them, and he's drawn on boxes. And so what we did is we made a scent called Dawn's Doodles. And it does not smell like Dawn's Doodle. It smells like grape. It's a good grape blend, and I'll read that one out. But the beauty of it is it's a blank label, and he's drawing a doodle on every single label. Every single wax bar will have its own individual, unique doodle from Dawn himself.
I love that.
What an amazing guy. He's splendorous.
He's going to do that?
His description for this, I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot pronounce a lot of these. I did not go to college. A splendiferous fusion of juicy grapes and comforting vanilla bean. Evanescent citrus water laced with a playful spin of sugar finishes off this convivial concoction specifically created for the man who brought unexpected joy to the Crumble family by doodling on random packaging slips.
Convivial, though.
Did I say it right?
Yes, but does he have permission to use convivial just in a regular sentence like it's a normal word? Do people get to do that where you are?
Right? Oh my God. It's words like that make me go, ooh, that's a fancy little smell right now.
I feel smarter in his presence.
I'll smell it, and then I'll read them. And then I feel like they're fancier after I read the description.
After you read the description, you're like, let me take another sniff of that.
Convivial, you say.
Well, pass me the wax, my good man, and let's have another sniff.
So the rest of these beautiful smells, I'm going to try to jump in. We have Gotta Split, which is our new banana split fragrance with a hint of, I think it's kiwi. We have Gypsy Woman back this restock for one more go. We have Sex Cake. Sex Cake's a good smell.
Sex Cake.
Sex Cake.
Nice.
We have Fuck Anxiety Summer Edition back, and that one you guys gotta grab while it's summer. I'm melting that one in my house right now, actually. We have Woodstock. That's a new one today. It's a patchouli blend made by us, blended in-house. We have Dirty Girl is back, and that one smells like cannabis blossoms.
Okay.
Yeah. We have
cannabis blossoms. Okay.
Not cannabis, just the blossom.
But what else? I don't know what cannabis blossoms smell like.
Kind of weed. Kind of just smells like weed.
Weed. Okay, so that one smells like weed. Does it have patchouli in there too?
Nope, just weed.
Just weed. Okay.
We have Sexy Strongman. You guys have begged me for Sexy Strongman to come back, so that one is back for this restock. That was our previous circus restock, but we brought that one back. It's back today. And then here's some new ones. We have Star Child, which is, I believe, the lemongrass blend. We have Caramel Sutra. Like, that's cute.
I love that.
That one is caramel and tobacco.
Caramel and tobacco. Interesting.
It's a good blend. It's actually really musky and sexy. It's
I
really
would
sexy
think that
blend.
would be like that would really ground it.
And then we have a new blend called Wind Dancing, and this is Carrie Ann's new favorite label because it's just glorious. It's like a goddess on the label, and I'll show you just because it involves the goddess theme. Hold on. There it is. She is just having a ball. She is free. She is partying, and it's saffron and cedar. And this restock is our kind of boho themed restock. We have a lot of our sweet scents here, but what we're trying to do with this restock is introduce a lot of just homey, earthy, summertime, down-to-earth scents. So a lot of these you don't see us often do, but we decided to dedicate a whole restock to it. Our Crumble bundles are going to be available this round. We have quite a few of those. If you guys want it, if you're new, I recommend the Team Crumble's Favorites bundle. It has 5 awesome waxes picked out by me and Team Crumble. We have a huge list where we compiled everyone on our staff. Each of us picked 3 of our favorite scents, and we congealed them to make this cool bundle where you get 5 bricks chosen from us. It's literally our favorites. It's actually our favorites.
That's awesome.
It is so awesome. I love my team. We have a new scent called Moon Kiss, which is a sage and citrus aroma. We have a new scent called Free Spirit, which is a cannabis and rose aroma. So if you're feeling like you want to get a little spiffy, but you also want to get a little fancy.
Right. You got both of those going on. Free Spirit. Free Spirit.
This one was asked for a lot. Orange Circus Peanuts is back this week. We figured that's like a munchy blend. If you're going out on Woodstock and losing your mind, you're going with some Orange Circus Peanuts.
Yeah, or if you get the Grateful Dead one, any of these that are, it'd be great. There should be a psychedelic and munchies bundle.
That's gonna come up. Y'all hold me to that one. We have Crumble Cove back. We got some new summer aromas that are coming back into cycle. Crumble Cove is our coconut type citrus aroma. We have Fruit Punch is back. That's one of my favorite summer blends. Fruit Punch smells like Hawaiian Punch. It literally smells like cracking open a cold Hawaiian Punch with the boys. It's so
that.
We have our Oopsie bundles in stock, and if you guys don't know our Oopsie bundles, when a wax is below the standards of Crumble Cove splendiferousness, we put it in this bundle where it's discounted. And let me tell you, a lot of the times these Oopsies look perfectly fine, but we have high standards. And so those go into this discounted awesome bundle. We can get 5 scents that you may not expect to get. And we get a really good deal with that. So look that one up, Oopsie bundle. We got 50 of those in stock for today. They'll go fast. We have the Mystery Melts Pound. And so the Mystery Melts Pound, if you don't know what that is, at the end of when we're making our waxes on our tables, on our production lines, we'll have extra wax left in our production pots. And so we have these trays laid out of cute little shapes. We have hearts, we have stars, we have all the things you can imagine, spider webs. And we pour them out into them, and we put them into this giant container, and we pound them out into pound bags. And it's just this cool little bundle of just fun things that you haven't tried yet. And the thing is, we're not going to tell you what's in it.
I love that.
People
so it's
love it as much as they hate it.
All these fun surprises. You'll get a bunch of really good. But then if you don't know what you're smelling, how do you find out again? You just have to keep doing things.
You have to keep trying scents out. I'm telling you,
trying.
There's whole threads of people that are just hunting down scents, and it's so cute.
Well, yeah. Oh my gosh, I love.
There's a lot of good hidden things in there. So many good hidden things.
Brandon, I'm excited, especially about the summer ones.
I love my summer ones.
The summer ones.
Oh, there's a couple new secret ones left, and there's a Easter one coming up. I got 3 things left for you guys. So we have Black Magic is back. If you guys were into Black Magic, that was earlier this year. That one is back. We have jelly beans. We have a couple of those in stock. We got 30 bars of jelly beans waiting to go out. We had some leftover Easter stuff. Let me tell you, they cured. They some cured bars.
Right now?
Melt them suckers yesterday. They are ready to go. Your house will smell like a bean of the jelly persuasion.
Now.
Smell good now. And then our last beautiful item, besides gift cards, which we have every day, is the Mystery Bundle Type 2. We have a Mystery Bundle where we pour out different oils, we mix crazy blends, and we just have oils that we decided not to use in production. We have awesome secret ingredients, and we make these bars with giant question marks on the label, and they're just a fun way to try new things. Do we have a baby walking in?
We do. She's knocking.
Oh.
Here she is.
Hi, sweetie.
She can't hear you. Here, now talk.
I'm talking. Hi, sweetie. How are you, Katie? Oh, that's good. Do you remember me?
He's telling everybody about all of the cool new wax scents that are coming out. And then we're going to get some so we can smell what they are. They smell pretty cool. But he's telling all the people there. He's announcing about all the new the waxes that are going to be that people can get today. It's new smells.
I love her so much.
I've got them from the bank. They gave me some.
Oh, at the bank?
Bank.
The bank has the best balloons. But it's not your birthday.
Hi, Sam. I'm good.
That's an early gift.
Well, that's cool. All right. Well, you guys have.
I think we have to leave, right?
Yeah, you guys. Everybody, I love you. Clear out. Brandon's doing important.
I don't want to leave home.
Bye, Sam. I'm giving them a sneak peek of the website. Actually, I'll give a full sneak peek. We're wrapping up in a minute. Sneak peek time.
Right now?
No, it's not. This is just my secret view that I can see.
Oh, wow. Oh, is that the one? Wait. I want to see the. Oh, is that the one? The birthday one? For Kim?
Yes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Right next to her wax goddess.
Love it.
Oh, she's the biggest gem. Here's all of our new scents for today. Our Woodstock's available. You can see my unicorn designs in the back. This is my computer, guys. I've got such a mess all the time. All these new aromas. Oh, this is going to be such a good restock.
What is Black
Sex
Magic
cake.
smell like?
Black Magic. Let's see if we have the full description. This bewitching blend will have you under its spell. Powdery sandalwood incense takes flight amongst the air currents of warm vanilla and sweetest lang lang. How do you pronounce that word?
Right. You did it right. Mm-hmm.
A subtle influence of patchouli has been added to magnify this throughout a mystical creation. I can't read. I've read too much. But it's a warm, sexy blend. It is so good.
It sounds amazing.
Okay. Yes, you guys, remember that's 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That is 4 o'clock Central Standard Time and 2 o'clock in California.
Because California knows how to party.
They do. They need that late night restock.
Let's find out early. We're gonna.
Okay, guys, do you have any more questions to hit me or Carissa with? We have reached the end of all of our fun questions. Do you have anything else you want to tell the people? You have to tell them where to find them. You have to remind them about who you are and what you're doing in this world and how you can serve them if they want to work with you. Because I encourage you guys, if you want to work with her, work with her. Work with her.
So, who am I? I am Carisa Montooth. I'm a love coach and energy healer. I'm so happy to be here with Brandon. Oh my God. Restock, crazy restock excitement right now.
On your head.
I can barely remember
who you are.
Who I am and what I do in the world right now. I'm like, get me some of that black magic and maybe
I'll give you some black coffee.
But I help successful single women meet and attract and date their marriage-minded, commitment-minded men without self-sabotage. That's what I do. And you can find me at CarisaMontooth.com.
CarisaMontooth.com.
Yes. And I also have got a private membership site that's called Soul Love Society. You can check that out. And that also shows a little bit about what I do over there. But what I really help you do is get rid of any obstacles between you and the love that you deserve to have in your life. That's
so SoulLovesociety.com.
Exactly.
On the screen. There you go.
On the screen. Perfect.
So I am always so honored to be invited into each and every one of your lives. I'm very honored that you guys let me invite someone who's near and dear with me today. She is a huge server of the world, and you know that's what we love here. These love streams have just become more and more amazing as I've welcomed them into my life. And in turn, again, just thank you for always welcoming me into all of your lives. It's a blessing to be on your screen, in your ears, to build this communication with you. Reminder, you guys can always catch us in the Crumble family Facebook group. We're about to be 20,000 strong. We are the largest candle community on Facebook, and we're becoming one of the largest 24/7 staffed help and support communities for emotions. We have our strict guidelines on positivity, and we keep it strong. We keep it moderated, and we love that group. We take care of it with all of our hearts every single day. And if you're not already in it, we'd love to have you to be a part of it. Restock is today, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Cali. Be there on the dot if you can. We're going to sell out of a lot of these things off the bat. I'm just going to be honest. Carrie Ann has busted her butt. This restock is so flawless. I'm telling you. She's got everything listed to the bar. There will be no crazy refunds. There are going to be no disasters. We've had a crazy couple months, Carissa. We've been moving and have had so many disasters. And Carrie Ann has carried us into a new realm of Crumble Co. I've been calling it Crumble Co. 2.0. This is our first restock under the new roof, under the new management systems. Everything is organized. Did you see the pictures of all the wax on the shelves?
Yes, I love it.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Be still, my young heart. So, with that, I mean, we're closing this one up. It's been an amazing, amazing chat. Thank you guys
Thank you
so
for
much
having
being
me.
here. Thank you for coming. I remember we texted each other at like 10 a.m. And I was like, "You ready for today?" And you were like, "What now?" And I was like, "No,
huh? What?
I'm naked eating eggs at my table. I'm not ready. I hope you're not ready."
I didn't realize that you meant you wanted to go like live in front of everybody today. I thought we were just going to talk and then plan it. I was literally like in workout clothes. And then I was like,
That's funny.
yes,
Well, impromptu, it ended up being like the best chat we've ever had. This has been such a fun episode.
I love
Again,
you so much. Thank you for
I
having me.
love you so much. Thank you for being here, for sharing your energy. Again, you can find her at CarisaMontooth.com, CarisaMontooth.com. I love you guys, and we'll see you again. I'm sure we'll see you again together.
That would be awesome. I love that.
Mwah. Goodbye. Love to you all.